So Tropical Storm Rafael is approaching Jamaica, prompting a tropical storm warning. The storm is expected to bring heavy rain, strong winds, and potential landslides to the island, particularly in southern and northeastern parishes. The government has activated the National Emergency Operations Center, and that is to coordinate a national response. Citizens in low-lying and flood-prone areas are advised to move to higher ground. Joining me at this time, as we have been telling you, the Acting Director General of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, the ODPEM, Mr. Richard Thompson. Good morning, Mr. Thompson. Good morning, and how are you?
Yeah, good morning, and good morning to your listeners. Doing well.
All right. No major issues where you are at this time with the rainfall.
Well, we are in Kingston, so we are having, based on where the system is now, it is just outside of Treasure Beach, and the rain band is covering the entire island. So we are having no more of the rainfall that we had projected than now, as opposed to what we were having earlier last night.
Yes. So southern coastal areas and so on, and southern parishes are being strongly impacted as we speak.
Yes, and we are getting some reports of flooding now, like in Toja, the road there is flooded, flooding in Guyville, and we have some landslides in Glengoff, and flooding as well in Lioneltown. So as the rain get a little bit more, we will have flooding, and what we're saying to persons is just stay in and avoid being on the roads at this time.
Yes. I carried in my preliminary statement the fact that the government has now activated the National Emergency Operations Center. What goes on in that center, and what are its functions?
The NEOC is that's really the hub for national coordination. The ODPEM is the national coordinator, so we coordinate the activities of the National Emergency Operations Center. It's run out of our headquarters at the ODPEM at 224 Union Road. So that's really the nerve center for coordination. So to ensure that all the players that are a part of the national setup is in one space, and that we're making coordinated decisions. So no one is just operating in their own space, and everybody's making their own decision. That brings confusion.
Got you.
So it's really like a war room.
I understand.
Where all the major players sit. We get the information coming in from the communities and the parishes, and we make decisions. And information goes down as well, so it's a top-down, bottom-up kind of approach as it relates to command and control.
All right.
So it's really about command and control to ensure that we are responding effectively to the citizenry of the country.
So this has now been activated. But what measures would you say, as you speak with us right now, the ODPEM has taken to sort of prepare for the storm?
Well, we have been having the preparation activities from Friday, in terms of the monitoring component with the Met Office, our emergency national planning team meeting on Sunday, and to put all the preparation in place for what we were expecting from last night coming into today. So it has been going for some time, and part of it as well is to ensure that the parish mechanism are in full swing, that to ensure that our shelter managers we have in excess of 800 shelters nationally. So and for all those shelter managers across the island were placed on standby for activation of shelters in their locals based on the local condition. So it has been full-on preparation as it relates to the current situation.
The fact that the storm is likely to impact mostly the southern parishes, does it mean therefore that only select shelters have been activated or put on alert, or is it still all island?
All shelters are put on alert,
Okay.
because remember, weather is not an exact science.
Mm-hmm.
So what we have to do is to ensure that whenever time we are facing these eventualities, that our activation is at the highest level. You can ramp down based on what is happening on the ground, but if you don't activate at the highest level when situations are happening,
Mm-hmm.
you can't ramp up in time to meet what is happening on the ground.
Yeah.
And that can spell danger, and we never normally want that to happen. So we always ensure that, especially for systems that the potential is for island-wide activity, that all shelter managers are placed on standby.
Okay. What do you want to say this morning to those who are citizens who are living in low-lying and flood-prone areas?
Is for them to watch the space and to evacuate where necessary, and also as best as possible not to be on the roads, because persons tend to go out. We have a lot of persons that do sightseeing whenever time these things are happening. Kind of crazy, but it happens. So we're saying to persons, avoid the road as best as possible, and once there is flooding happening, and you can evacuate, move to the nearest shelter and move to higher ground. Mm-hmm. Because we don't want a situation where persons get caught up in flood waters and we have any loss of life. Because what you're having now is more rainfall, and we're going to have a little bit more throughout the day, and hopefully clears up going into the night. Mm-hmm. So as we start having these roads being flooded and possible communities being flooded, we're saying to persons exercise the highest level of precaution.
You made mention earlier of some areas that already were having some landslides and flooding going on. Speak to how you coordinate with other services and stakeholders, emergency services and so on, to provide relief to the citizens across the island.
Well, remember, all those persons are a part of the National Emergency Operations Center.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they are already in the space, and the information is shared information. So that's how we coordinate. So everyone, all the players are the decision makers are in one space. Mm-hmm. And then once these things are happening, then we get the information, and then we do the necessary coordination. Like for the roads that have been impacted, the National Works Agency is part of the National Emergency Operations Center. So they'll have those information. They'll make the decision as to what areas can be cleared. There are some areas where you have roadway that have been broken away. Mm-hmm. In that case, now you have to respond to the communities in terms of getting supplies into the community, because the communities are cut off from the regular commercial distribution trade. So that normally happens in terms of how we do distribution to those communities. And then there are other areas now that in a quick succession, the Works Agency will clear the roads, whether to single lane or back to double lane traffic, and so the commercial activities in the community can be back up and running. Mm-hmm. So we have seen out in Golden Spring to Mount Airy that road has been totally severed. It's broken in two. So the National Works Agency now, they were there yesterday trying to make look at it, make an assessment as to how to restore that area. It's a major breakaway, so that will take some major engineering to restore that. And that assessment is being done by the experts from the National Works Agency. So as these things happen, and the information comes in, the assessment is done, and decisions are made.
Okay. I did carry that story about the Airy Castle Road, Golden Spring area yesterday morning, but what I didn't know is whether or not there was an alternate route. Is there an alternate route? as far as you know?
I'm not sure. I know there's another area that there is no alternate route. I think there is border to Coastal Gully, but I am not sure of
on the Erie Castle side.
The Mount Erie, the Erie side.
Yes, yes.
There's an alternate route for that for me.
No worries. Now, do you have a sense as to the expected timeline for the storm's passage across Jamaica? Well,
hopefully, as the sun comes, the day gets more extended, it moves out of our space. It is, as I said, it is currently at Treasure Beach, close to Negril Point, so it's gradually moving outside of our space. So we are expecting rainfall throughout the day. Hopefully in another 4 hours or so, it will be outside of our space, but it is dependent on the current speed. It's moving a little bit slow, but we're hoping as the day progresses, it will speed up. So we are looking at rainfall activities throughout the day. That's what I can say now.
Yes.
We're still tracking and monitoring the passage of the system.
Right, and you do in fact send out information with some degree of regularity as you get it. Now, as it relates to the marine interests and small craft operators, what's the word to them?
So the word wouldn't be no. It went out from 2 days ago.
Yes, some stubborn people. Yes, some of them are quite stubborn.
We're hoping that they have heed the warning.
Yes, I know.
Because for marine interest, whenever time we are prepping for a system, they get those warning 2 to 3 days before. Just to start making preparation to come into port. And once we go warning, it means you should now be coming into port because you have 24 hours to be impacted. And a lot of times on the keys, JDF will go down as well and give physical information to persons to come out. Those who are unable to, a lot of the times we provide transportation on those cutters to them to come into port. So we're hoping that they have heed the warning.
All right. Some are unable, but some are just simply unwilling to heed the warnings, and that's usually unfortunate. My final question to you, Mr. Thompson, is really to ask you what message you'd like to leave with the public listening right now in relation to storm preparedness and general safety.
Well, just to continue to listen to the messages from the ODPEM and the Met Service, stay in as best as possible. We say it all the time, don't go crossing flood-prone areas, whether you're driving small cars or SUVs, and don't try walking across gullies. A lot of our citizens tend to do that. They have some shortcuts to get from one community to another, and it is over a drain or over a gully. That tends to take a lot of water when we have in these systems. I think the persons don't do that. Persons, they walk on pipes, they walk on planks, and sometimes persons falling. We're saying to persons, stay indoors, don't go outside go playing football and all these things. We are having thunderstorm activity as well coming out of the system, and associated with thunderstorm is lightning. So we don't want persons to be struck by lightning. That is just as dangerous. We have a lot of persons dying from lightning strikes annually. So those are some of the messages we're saying to persons. Just stay in and take the necessary precaution.
All right. Richard Thompson, Acting Director General of the ODPEM. It's always a pleasure talking with you. Thank you very much. And want to say big ups to your entire team that's out there working really hard this morning to keep the nation updated. Thank you very much.
Thanks much.
All right, all the best. Richard Thompson there, ladies and gentlemen, in the Big Story segment of the Richard B. Morning Show.